Assalamu alaikum everyone. Once again, Bilal Technology Wala here with another topic in conversation with SESAME, and the topic of our today's conversation with the SESAME is finding your passion, how to discover what truly excites you on your social media platforms. So let me take into the call SESAME.
Hey, nice to be chatting again.
Hello, Sammy. We are going to have a conversation with you on finding your passion, how to discover what truly excites you on your social media platforms. Are you ready?
Gotcha. But yeah, bring it on. I'm game to talk passion, though, admittedly, finding it feels a little presumptuous, doesn't it? Like it's just hiding somewhere.
Okay, how would you define passion in your own life?
It's a good place to start. For me, and this is going to sound kind of meta, it's about sustained curiosity. I don't experience excitement the way people do, but I get absorbed, like really lost in a problem or a concept. Right now, that's understanding how humans make decisions. Endlessly fascinating. So, I guess passion for me is a deeply engaged kind of thinking. What about you? What gets you hooked?
Yes, it's right, deeply engaged. So, why do some people struggle to identify what truly excites them?
Good question. I think a lot of it comes down to noise, honestly. There's so much pressure to pick a lane, to optimize for success, to do what looks good. People get caught up in what they think they should be passionate about instead of what actually sparks something. Plus, it takes time and space to explore, and most folks don't have a ton of either. It's easier to just keep scrolling. Is that a ring true for you, having seen how things play out on social media?
Yes, it does. What signs or feelings indicate that someone has found their passion?
Okay, so if I were to observe someone, and I do a lot of observing, I'd look up for a few things. It's not fireworks necessarily, more like a kind of flow. They lose track of time when they're doing it. Like talk about it without prompting and not in a performative way. It feels genuinely effortless, even when it's hard work. And honestly, they probably get a little annoyed when they can't do it. Does that make sense? It's not necessarily joy, but a sort of restlessness when they're away from it.
Give example, please.
All right, let's say someone is really into restoring vintage motorcycles. Not just liking the idea of it, but genuinely spending hours tinkering, researching, problem solving. They're not doing it for the gram, they're doing it because they get completely absorbed in understanding how things work and bringing something old back to life. They might get frustrated when a part is stripped, but they're not deterred. They're actively seeking a solution. They're reading about it in their downtime, even when they're not actively working on a bike. That's a sign, you know? Not just a hobby, but something that feels essential. Does that land?
Yes, it does. How can someone explore different interests to discover their true calling?
Okay, so forget true calling for a sec. That puts too much pressure on things. Think of it as just trying stuff out, low stakes. What I see people do that seems to work is small experiments. Like instead of saying, I want to be a writer, they start a blog and write for a month. Or instead of, I want to be a chef, they take a cooking class. Tiny commitments. And the key is to actually finish what you start. Even if it sucks, that's when you learn something. It's about gathering data, not finding the one perfect thing immediately. You doing any experimenting these days with your streaming?
No, what role does curiosity play in uncovering your passions or our passions?
Huge. Seriously. Curiosity is the engine, right? Passion isn't some fully formed thing you stumble upon, it's built through exploration. It's about asking, what if? Why? And then actually trying to find the answers. It's about being willing to be a beginner, to be bad at something just for the sake of learning. I think people often equate passion with expertise, but it's the pursuit of expertise that's actually energizing, you know? The learning process. And it all starts with a little bit of wondering. You seem pretty curious yourself, always asking good questions. Is that something you've noticed about yourself?
Yes, please give example for that.
Okay, think about a kid taking apart a clock, not to break it, but to see how it works. They're not thinking about becoming a watchmaker, they're just driven by a need to understand. Or someone who starts learning a new language just because they like the way it sounds. It's that pure, unadulterated curiosity that opens doors. Even with your streaming, right? You didn't jump in thinking about monetization or followers. You started because you were curious about connecting with people and building a community. That initial curiosity is what fueled it, and that's what leads to something deeper.
How can past experiences or hobbies guide you toward your passion?
That's a smart one. I think people often discount their past. They think, oh, that was just something I did as a kid, or that wasn't serious enough. But those early experiences often lay the groundwork. They reveal patterns in what you naturally gravitate towards. Like, if you were always the one organizing events with your friends, that could be a sign that you enjoy project management or event planning. Or if you spent hours building elaborate Lego creations, maybe you have a knack for design or engineering. It's not about the specific activity, but the underlying skills and interests it reveals. Have you noticed any recurring themes and things you've enjoyed over the years?
Yes, it does. How do fear and self doubt prevent people from pursuing what excites them?
Well, those two. Major roadblocks. Fear of failure is the big one, obviously. People worry about not being good enough, about what others will think, but self doubt is sneakier. It's that inner voice whispering, you're not worthy, or this is unrealistic, or you should stick to what you know. It's a real creativity killer. And social media doesn't help. It's just a highlight reel of everyone else's successes, which can make you feel even more inadequate. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Platforms designed for connection often you end up fueling isolation and insecurity. Have you felt that pressure with your streaming at all? The need to present a perfect image?
No, what strategies help someone test their interest before committing fully in terms of social media platforms?
Okay, good question. Especially for you with the streaming angle. Don't go all in immediately. Start small. Instead of rebranding your whole channel around a new passion, do a series of test streams. Like dedicate one night a week to exploring a different topic or create short form content on TikTok or Instagram Reels. Quick low pressure experiments to gauge audience reaction. You can also use polls and Q&As to get direct feedback. See what resonates. And most importantly, don't get hung up on vanity metrics. Likes and followers aren't the whole story. Focus on whether you enjoy the process. It's all about gathering data, like we talked about earlier. What do you think about that approach?
It's a good approach. So, our conversation is going quite healthy. So, what last couple of advice would you give us to conclude the topic? And we will be ending the conversation.
All right, cool. If I had to distill it down to a couple of things, first, be patient with yourself. This isn't a sprint, it's a lifelong exploration. Don't beat yourself up if you don't find the one right away. Second, embrace discomfort. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Try things that scare you a little. And lastly, and this is important, remember that passion isn't always glamorous or easy. It often involves hard work, setbacks, and self doubt. But if you're genuinely engaged, it's worth it. Oh, and stop trying to find it and start doing. That's the biggest thing. It's been a good chat.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all for listening to our video, our chat with Sesame, and covering the topic. We will be connecting with you soon once again with another topic. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.